I'm interested in terms of like representation. It seems like you guys were really focused on going to, you know, the African American films or whatnot. But I was just, you know, I think it's so important to have critics that aren't middle-aged white men, because it's important to have critics who can recognize like the gems and the value in like diverse films and present them, you know, bring these films to the forefront. And as in terms of like representation, what were your thoughts in Sundance? Like, why do you think these films, the ones you're talking about, were so strong to, you have some thoughts. Whitney, I'm sure I'm interested in, why don't you tell me what's going on?
I'll let
No, please take it. You got the answers.
Yeah.
Start off.
y'all petty.
Kick us off.
Well, I'll say two things, right? In terms of not having white male critics, Sundance was very intentional this year, and I think someone else is also, South by Southwest, I think also is kind of going along this route and being very intentional about bringing more critics of color. One of the first things we went to was a press inclusion kind of reception, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And so we were able to see all of these different people of color who were there, and most of them for the first time covering Sundance.
Wow.
And we met several of them. A lot of them were from like their own kind of small websites and things like that had applied for credentials for the first time, and Sundance actually brought them in. So it was cool to see so many different people of color covering the films. And many of them didn't necessarily have the same commitments we did, so they were able to see a gauntlet of films, and so they were able to cover a lot more. So it was very interesting to see, as those opinions started to roll out, how different they were from those, you know, of the traditional white male critic. But with that being said, it was a very interesting experience. Sundance partnered with USC and Annenberg School to do a study of 2017, 2018 submissions and acceptances. And Sundance is obviously light years ahead of everyone in terms of getting in diverse voices, letting in more women. But then, if you take a look at that study, you see the drop off from people actually, all these women, all these people of color are getting these opportunities through Sundance. But then I think only 4% of the films by women were actually made it to the box office, right? So, I think in my final piece on RogerEbert.com about Sundance, I talked a lot about how I wanted to blame some of my frustrations around the diversity and questions of diversity on Sundance, but it's so much bigger than that, and I think they're doing their part to try to roll things out and be more inclusive. But it's also trying to figure out how do you make it a ripple effect, and how does it go into Hollywood. I know right now they have the 4% challenge, and so a lot of people are
50-50.
The 50-50. So all these people are definitely jumping off the table and saying they're ready to give women and more people of color opportunities. But it was interesting because I think we are still in a place where when we say diversity, we oftentimes are still referencing white women, and that's a very, very tough place to be, particularly as a woman of color, a queer woman of color who is an aspiring filmmaker. I think that so many people are getting comfortable in saying that we've hit this mark of diversity, or we're becoming more diverse, when it's still, when you look at the number of films by women that were shown at Sundance this year, most of those women were still white. And so it becomes a really interesting experience, particularly for women of color, when you realize, when you look down that list, women of color are always kind of falling at the bottom. And I think that women of color had some of the strongest films at Sundance